Good morning, YouTube. So if you caught my last video about the testimony of being in Dallas, Texas, and how he at the end of the video I spoke about how he asked me to leave the job that I had been given. So currently, the Lord has me in a season of transition, right? And he's allowed me to see a very important thing that I needed to see about myself. So if you watch the video, you would know that, while in Texas, God did a lot of restoring for me. And my faith was high just on, off of everything that I had gone through up until that point and how he had delivered me from it all. And, my faith was just on high. Before I left the job, I had accumulated a savings pretty much. Now, it wasn't like some outstanding amount of money, but it was, it was some money. I wasn't leaving empty-handed, And so God pointed out to me during this transition that unfortunately, somehow during the 2-year period, that I was in that particular place, in that particular season, that I was putting more faith in my savings account than I actually was putting into him. But in my mind, I was attributing my faith being towards him. But during this, as I've been in this transition and I'm watching my account go, you know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing that I'm kind of panicking more than I thought I would, things of that nature. And he's pointing out to me that my faith shifted from him to my savings, which is basically the way of the world. When we accumulate money, we have money saved up, and it speaks about that in the Bible. That becomes our God. That becomes our rescuer. That becomes what we put our security in. And somehow, during this 2-year period, I didn't realize that that's what I had essentially switched over to. Because when I came into the situation, when he first brought me into the situation in Dallas, I came with nothing but 2 bags of clothing. You get what I'm saying? And he added on to me as time went by. He added on to me, and somehow during that process, I started putting my faith in what I had accumulated and took my faith off of him. And I'm seeing that now. He's pointing that out to me, and I can't believe I allowed myself to even get to that point. That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting here day after day, like, come on, Lord, like, I need you to do something for me. And I'm getting these thoughts from the Holy Spirit, like, do you actually trust him, or were you trusting in the money you had saved? Because, a few weeks ago, you were gung-ho, like you just knew everything was all right. But as you watching the numbers go down, now all of a sudden you allowing your faith to be shaken. So I speak about that just to kind of, I want us to assess ourselves, because this is a very important lesson that the Lord is teaching me. You know what I'm saying?